time, it's not enough. I've learned much from the dying races. Life is precious. Our kind often forget that. For our kind, healing is simply a matter of asking our bodies to mend themselves. For one like you, it's more complicated. I don't know how you lasted this long. If you ask me, our kind should be moving east to aid the Alpha. We are part of a bigger world now. The telling has changed. We cannot ignore what you call the future. All of us at the House of Ballads live to serve Wenson and the court. They are the lords and ladies of tradition, embodiments of Fey glory. Without them, we are nothing. Farewell. Done well, mortal. Greetings, Sagril. These are your grounds now.
Good day. How can I help you? You are the mortal I've been hearing about. How dare they say you're meek? Why, to me, you look as fierce as a troll. My telling is not one of battle and bravery, but of binding. I served Wenson himself, back when the great ballads were new. We did not sing them then. I can help you with any gems or shards. Speak to them on your behalf. 'Tisn't as hard as you might think. Unless they're... The songs of the House of Ballads are not simply stories. They are part of the magic that there are some who believe our time of glory is on the decline. That our ballads will fade into mortal... I will be here waiting. It is you, my favorite mortal. How may I serve a member of the court? Goodbye.
Congratulations.
You have earned.
Greetings. I am Gleonor, also known as the Antiquarian. What does a child of dust require? All of us in the Western Feylands are subjects of High King Tatarian. Our presence maintains the natural balance, bringing the green of spring at winter's end. Every creature has its story, the wake it leaves behind in its travel. That is a telling. It is a narrative of defeats and victories that give every life meaning. Our Fey telling goes on from creation deep into the hidden end. Until then, we celebrate the small songs, the ones that celebrate the spring in which we find ourselves. Poor children of dust, for you tales are naught but a memory of a faded glory. But for the Fey, our tales are eternal reminders of our truest selves. Here, we celebrate the very heart of our kind. The greatest of our tales, reborn and relived, time and again. His wisdom is above us all, even the lords and ladies of the House of Ballads. The High King guides us in all the grand telling of the Fey. The role of the storyteller is the most important to the Fey in the Court of Summer. He watches the telling as it unfolds. His gaze is not on one ballad, but all of them. As Antiquarian, I'm keenly aware of the lesser ballads in Fey telling, and do my best to ensure that they're not lost in the wide river of time. I'm keeper of the Echo Stone here in the House of Ballads. It has only come to us recently, but I find its purpose most fascinating. We are the story that is told in every age, with different words, but the same meanings. We are the blazing summer and the brooding winter, forever following one another. We are as we have always been and shall ever be, no more and no less. It is a new relic crafted by several of our most attuned Fey mages. Usually the notion of new repels me, but in this case, I can't help but feel a spark of curiosity. The Echo Stone can be used like a lore stone to experience past narratives, stories that have long... However, one can only use the Echo Stone if he has the right matching cairn, a magical key devised by Hallam the White himself. Go well in the talent. Do you wish to use the... Go well in the talent.
Can't talk. Herc doesn't like loafers.
I don't know if I'll ever take on another apprentice, not after Karth's betrayal. It just goes to show that we gnomes should stay with our... Goodbye.
He only needed one name. The Carver. Like the wind, or the lightning, or the dawn. With his presence, a new age began. The kings of the south stood. They were the lords of the desert sea.
We see few enough strangers.
Hold right there, newcomer. I welcome you to Edessa, but before you enter, I must catalogue your visit. Please answer the questions as truthfully as possible. It's imperative that our tallies be accurate. Now, what brings you to Edessa? Excuse my rudeness. I am Senar Bruges, Tallier second class to the Domus Politica. My purpose is to sort those that come to Edessa, to welcome them to the city while maintaining the delicate balance we gnomes have achieved. Excuse my rudeness. My purpose is to sort those that come to it. They help sort the newly arrived in the city. We want to ensure that everyone is placed where they properly belong. When you are within our walls, then it is entirely our business. I would suggest that you don't make that mistake again. Well, unless you are peddling the clothes off your back, I can assume you are here on personal business. Now tell me, from where do you come? Alistair, you mean you've come from Fomerus Hugh's laboratory? Yes, I see it now. They were wrong about your nose, but you match the description of the one I was to look out for. We can dispense with the remainder of my questions. You are free to enter Edessa. You will be lodged in the Sandstone Villa, temporarily. This is rare, newcomer. Very rare. If I can speak frankly, I'm not sure this is the blessing you take it to be. True, you have been saved from the squalid lodgings of the Hospitalis quarters. But Sandstone Villa is reserved for, well, it is not my place to speak of it. This key will provide you with access to the villa. You would do well to be very aware of your surroundings, stranger. Now, good day. Not everyone is given a villa just for arriving here. But I'd be careful. A gifted necklace can easily be a golden chain. The Domus is where all of Edessa's political work is done. The Templars determine the policy, and it is there that we enact it. The Domus Politica has me tallying and sorting all new arrivals to the city. Another few years and I could be Tallier, first class. Yes, you are now officially recorded as having entered Edessa, center of all gnomish society in the Feylands. I'm sure you'll learn about the city the more time you spend in it. It is vast, but well designed. Yes, go on.
But now...
Oh dear, things seem to have gotten worse than I thought. Ah, stranger, I think I have, require the assistance of, your kind. It's quite urgent and quite, sensitive. Gnomish society is led by few, who rely on the efforts of many. Here in the walls, we work, so that they are free to lead us more effectively. The gnomes do not acknowledge war as an acceptable circumstance. We cannot condone either side until a peace is reached. The benefits either side may gain from such conflict are short-term when compared to the decades of rebuilding and fortifying that such a war will necessitate. The Domus Politica handles all of the documentation that's needed to support the Templar diplomacy. I've been a scrivener in the Domus for over 10 years. I'm often called upon to compose official correspondence and letters of a diplomatic nature. Many of us come far from our homeland for the opportunity of success. There's a letter, one I was writing. I'm a scribe, you see. I received word from the Basilica to draft it, from Scholar Ehrencourt. A strange letter, meant for Rathir. And though we gnomes are neutral, well, the letter gave encouragement, not promises. Never give promises, that's the rule. The letter was written, sealed and sent, but never arrived. Scholar Ehrencourt means to have my head for losing it. I need that letter recovered. I have one need for you. The courier that took that letter from me. It was a traveller. A Dockerfar named Parwin Well from Suncamp. She said Ehrencourt arranged the delivery. I had no reason to suspect. Travelers are often used as couriers in these lands. But she was the last to have that letter. It was sent to Rathir via courier. A traveller by the name of Parwin Well. She was the last to see the letter. The Templars exemplify what's great about our people. Wisdom, ingenuity. Fair enough.
What?
I hear that Templar
Acquire something?
will train any willing students in the art of persuasion.
Ah, the guest of Sandstone Villa. How can the Domus Politica be of service today? Just as well.
Speak to Eric Porth.
Yeah?
I saw you coming. Hope you'd visit. Just about mad with worry. What with the freemen roaming the hills and caverns. Tell me, child, have you noticed a young woman about? She's quite fair, with red hair, a tattoo like mine across her cheek. It's been 3 days. None of us wish to be without a roof over our heads, begging for our meals from any man or woman who passes us by. It's not what any of us planned. It was fate. I am no one. Everything that defined me, my livelihood, my family, my home, all of them were left ash by the Twatha. Lyra is my life now. Their campfires burn all through the night and cast unsettling shadows. They're the worst kind of bandits. Those who don't kill for excess, but for necessity. My newfound love, and the only person I have. Everyone, my wife, my son, my grandchildren, all of them were killed in the attacks. Nothing remains but Lyra. She and several of her friends went in search of a better place to make our camp. This wretched sun takes its toll, doesn't it? But they never returned, and I worry. Would you do an old man this one kindness? Would you help me find her? Thank you. I am not rich. Not anymore. Lyra went in search of refuge in Oriata's tomb. A better place than this desolate cliff. I would try the cemetery on the hill where they buried all the old war heroes. A fitting memorial for a great man. He saved our people from complete destruction. If I had the strength, I would climb that hill and pay my respects. She resisted my advances at first. Tried to use our differences in age to deny the connection. But in the end, fate played its beautiful hand. We began as friends. I was the hunter and she was my apprentice. But her skills quickly surpassed my own. She is a gifted woman, a true wonder. She and her friends were crawling all over the hill near Oriata's tomb. Not exactly the way to show respect, but she meant well. Be careful.
I knew someone would come. They all said we were as good as dead, but I held out hope. I don't know why. Never had any reason to hope before. So what's your story? Grave robber? Treasure hunter? Or like us, a refugee in search of shelter? We probably could have sought refuge in Rathir, but there is no way that Dokkalfar would have allowed us to stay. But if we don't belong there, where do we belong? I don't know much about Oriator, but what they taught in the village schoolhouse, before it was burned down. He was a war hero. Gallifore Fields, I'd gather. He is my beloved. Yes, there is a difference in our ages, but I believe that Omar's experiences have given him a lust for life, one to rival a man with half his years. Omar Vogard was Kuln's primary hunter, but it wasn't long after the Tuatha attacked that his hands gave out. Now he can't even hold a bow without shaking. I took over his job, and his heart. I tend to stalk my prey as opposed to shoot it. Something about looking it in the eye before it dies. There's respect in that. The name fits. We didn't have an easy life when we farmed the fields below Kuln, but it was nothing like this. If the bandits don't get you, the starvation will. You did? Well, here I was about to start complaining about them. We've been trapped down here for days, unable to get past those blades, and you simply walk in and disable them, just like that. I'm impressed. I'll say thanks, but the person you're really going to want to talk to is Omar. He'd move mountains to find me. Come along now. The others are waiting back at camp. Bye.
Watch where you step.
I can't stand it down here.
Watch where you step. The floor is trapped. Savior.
You're a welcome sight. A minute more and I'd be joining our friends on the hill here. Thanks for the assistance. I just figured everyone out here in the Forsaken Plain was either a refugee or one of the freemen. Looks like I was wrong. not all of us are from the village of Colm. We come from all along the Tawili coast. Farmers and merchants, veterans and scholars. The Tuatha have put our possessions to the flame, but we will never accept defeat. Not so long as leaders like Lord Crass and Elrod Edmund act as our standard bearers. I'm a refugee, like the others in the tents. It's a desperate place. People will do anything to see the next morning. Steal, kill, you name it. You've got to watch your step in the Forsaken Plain, for every cave holds a bandit. Every refugee might be a cheat out to swindle us all. The freemen are especially fierce, for they're fighting not for the take, but for their very survival. Not so different than you or I, they are. I don't mind it as much as most, but I was raised in Tyr, so I can handle the heat. Can't stand the bandits, though. It's impossible to get a decent night's sleep. Actually, I'm a bit ashamed to say. I'm searching for a grave, but not just any grave. The last resting place of They say he died early in the March West, claimed by the Forsaken Plain. Rumor has it he's buried with the famous rings of Azo. I could live a year on those. I'm glad to hear it. There's plenty of ground to cover between here and Rathir to the north, and another pair of eyes will be a huge advantage. Most of the graves are along the refugee route, usually surrounded by crude markings or gestures left by loved ones. It's a pity they couldn't do more. I heard Azo profited greatly from the war in the east, but that he was forced from his home when the Tuatha plundered Erethel. He moved west with the refugees. But the Forsaken Plain is no place for fat, wealthy merchants. They say he died quickly, with not a soul to mourn him. If I knew, I wouldn't be hiking all over this hill, reading names on worn gravestones. With my luck, it's on the other side of the Forsaken Plain. Bye.
I knew I could count on you to bring her back. I could see it in your eyes. A spark of recognition. You have a love too. Or did at one point, you know. There is no thanks worthy of this deed. But you were entitled to something. I was a hunter once. Those days are finished. Yours, it seems, are just beginning. Bye.
We won't be out here in the plain forever. Time's up. Not many people would aid a bunch of refugees with no standing and nothing to offer. You're different, and that's good. She's from the camp on the hill leading into a mare. She's a liar and a thief. Twice I've caught her sneaking into our tents to steal food. Worse than a boggart.
For truly, my children, we are loved and blessed by Lyria. Lyria, goddess of fate, who holds the cards that spell our mortal lives. Those she holds dear prosper and thrive, yet the strong and the proud fall beneath her displeasure. Go in peace, be guided and blessed by Lyria, my children.
Greetings, brother. The priestess says Lyria.
The people of
Lyria has
Greetings,
guided
brother.
us through
war and famine.
No vagrants, no beggars,
Those she holds dear prosper and thrive, yet the strong and the proud fall beneath her displeasure. Those she holds dear prosper and thrive, yet the strong and the proud fall beneath her displeasure. Go in peace, be guided and blessed by Lyria, my children.
For 500 summers, autumns, winters, and springs, the blossoms on my pyrrole tree bloomed ceaselessly and wantonly and fair. Why today have they fallen like tears? Dark doubt whispers, these flowers will not come again.
Don't miss the seafoam tavern.
You look like you've been in some tight spots. There's a bounty out on a damn set of deserters. What do you say? A fact of life. There are cowards and lying rogues, and that's that. But when they up and run with things of value, that's another thing altogether. Haven't you been? You can feel something and you begin to rot the moment you set foot over there. At least I did. I did 5 years in Cluricon. Then I got this post back here, seeing fresh recruits trained and off to war. Look at it, scarred and singed as a blacksmith's hand. That is what you get from war. Five full crew of fresh recruits had the gall to get fully equipped on our gold coin before they up and ran. The turntails, arms, and armor we can do without. But I'm afraid we also gave each crew a bottle of bog staunch. That's what I need recovered. Cure for a sickness that strikes some the moment they enter Cluricon. Devilish hard to make. We can't have fool deserters running off with any. you look the sort. The fools are run off down the coast. They'll be hiding here and there where they can, I imagine. There are things in the air in Cluricon. It doesn't strike everyone, but some get awfully sick their first days there. Bogstaunch gets them through it, so we pack a jug with every crew we send over there. They'll be up and down the Tawili coast, I think, hiding where they damn well... How goes the hunt?
Hello, stranger.
What am I going to do? I've got to be going, but I can't. And I can't go back to Dovearn, but I must. Honestly, I feel like a hare hunted by hawks out here. It was my home. That was before I deeded it to the Alfar army and went to Rathir with my pocket full of gold. It went 10 years untouched by the Tuatha foe. That's common knowledge. 10 years stuck in a cold stone prison was how I saw it. Nothing like it anywhere in Amalur, I promise you. Beauty, elegance, wisdom. There's no putting it to words, really. I am the rightful heir to Dovearn. Or I was, at any rate. I've spent the last few years in lovely old Rathir, pretending, like a fool, nothing would change. The war, my friend. The war. I've been called. The truth is, I should have been gone days ago. Only I'd be far more eager for the adventure if I had my family arms with me. They're in there, Dovearn. I'm not supposed to be here. I ought to have shipped out days ago. That's what I've been trying to say. I want to get my family arms and slip off before anyone knows I was here. Only how? Ancestral staff and talisman. What any self-respecting Arn's worn to battle since time immemorial. If I hadn't left them somewhere in that damned tower, I'd be wearing them now. You're serious, aren't you? Well, with any luck, the old staff and talisman are still in one piece back there, though I have my doubts. I'd pay just to know if they are or not. Thing is, Dovearn's an official army post now. To get in, you'll need an officer's pass. By tradition, an Arn bears staff and talisman to battle. My brother bore them in Oriator's stand and died of his wounds 3 days after. Only I left them in Dovearn when I gave it to the army. Goodness only knows where they are, or what shape they're in now. Arn family history's riddled with this cursed war. My father and brothers have done so much for the cause, I shouldn't have to lift a finger. Well, you need to get into Dovearn. For that, you'll need an officer's pass. You might borrow one. Or get hold of a forgery. Mooncamp might be good for that. Hurry if you can. They might find me any moment.
Good day to you.
Well, who can I send?
You look capable. Stern in the brow, proud of bearing. You are just what we need. You'll do it, won't you? You've got to do better than the last fellow. There's pay. It's for the war effort. Notices of duty to denizens of Rathia selected to serve. The work can be hard, and you've got to... I'll give you a list of names, and you get each of them to accept their card. Easy as that. Well, what do you say? Will you do it? What I need are boots on the ground in Cluricon. I shouldn't say this, but if anyone can't or won't accept the notice, find someone else. Or make them. Whatever you need to do. Take these cards, deliver them to Runir Westnon, Maywin Wyvern Gif, Afendel, and Varen Seawine. Almain? Odd. All can be found in Rathir, and I can be found in the officers' hall on the burn when you're finished. The names are Runir Westnon, Maywin went and broke his little leg. Lunala's tears. Hasn't a notion of how important our work is. No sense of the bigger picture. You can't fight a war without soldiers. True, we contract the Warsworn and volunteers arrive daily, but citizens of Rathir are selected on... Well, the process is secret. Even I don't know how. They're selected, a notice is sent, and I'm the chief of recruitment. And don't think I've got time to go around handing out notices. Those notices are... We're in Rathir. This is the war. You've got to be organized and... Now, be on your way.
Please, find Selny. Tell her we betrayed. The lower tunnels. Go. Tell Selny. No one else. Betrayed.
Just look at it. Do not miss Leogriff's many marvels.
Oh, there's no use. I've lost the keys. Now Gwalch may'll have my head if I can't think up. Say, you're not good with locks, are you? Would you help a poor fellow who's down on his luck? Yes, as in, no need for keys. Ace with a lockpick. Gwalch may wants an old red ledger from the storeroom in the customs house. Oh, I'm afraid they're lost for good. Now, I might have dropped them here, or at Kest's table the other night. But it's just as likely I dropped them in Bracken Bay after I'd had an ale or three at the Seafoam. The chest it's in, that is, yes. Although I don't know which one it is. But it's down there, somewhere. Oh, now don't worry, nothing in the storeroom's seen the light of day in years. No one will mind if you pick a few locks before you find it. The Chamber of Trade's on the way to the keys, and the storeroom's off one of the wings. Just pick any lock down there till you find the old ledger. Well, he's a good enough master all in all. Sees to it I earn every coin of my wages, though. No standing about, not in his shop. With all these people walking around, you'd figure someone would help me after I lost my keys. Gets these ideas into his head. Needs this old thing, needs that new thing. This time it's shard prices by the decade. Something to do with a deal he is or isn't striking with that Carasta trader. Oh, the things they say about that Lanshi. That she talked a Jotun out of his own hammer once. And another time sold some Varani fool his own silk for twice as much, after cutting it to ribbons and winding it on spools. Chamber of Trade basement. Just head toward the keys.
Ah, my Lady Coriana won't eat. She won't sleep. All on account of a poor, sick Malian. Woe on House Anwan. Poor boy, he sleeps and tosses and turns. From the things he says under his breath, his dreams must be ghastly things. My poor lady. What grief she's known. Her daughters lost to Cluricon, and her husband to the war before that. Her son Malian is all that's left to her, and the only seed of House Anwan. Oh, my masters aren't like some up Spire top. Just one name to our house, thank you very much. And nearly old as Rathir at that. There are but 2 left of Anwan blood. One soon enough if young Master Malian does not mend. The healers say bad blood, but my lady swears it's poison. He sleeps and sleeps, but he's never any better. Well, it's hard to say. The healers are no use. You could go to her. You'll find my lady in the house, by poor Malian's side, most likely. The young master's sickness, yes. He's the last one living, what with the others dead in the war. Here, in House Anwan. She spends most of her time. Do help my lady if you can.
Nice day.
Hello.
Good day.
Ah, welcome to the Scholia Arcana, young one. How may I be of assistance? A city of splendors indeed. The Scholia Arcana shares the spire with a great many of the Alpha elite. Rathir has stood for centuries, through famine and through fire. It will stand for centuries more. Most would tell you that the Scholia Arcana is the continent's premier journal and lecture society, an order of learned mages and scholars. And that is true. It is simply not the whole truth. In time, you will learn what I mean. I have a feeling about you. Interested in a bit of sage crafting or alchemy? Itran Sgon or Red Thumbroom will be happy to help you out. Or if dispelling is your preference, try to find Artan Cade about. The man's a wizard with a ward. Most would tell you that the Scholia Arcana is the continent's premier journal and lecture society, an order of learned mages and scholars. And that is true. It is simply not the whole truth. To learn what the Scholia Arcana truly is, you'll need to become one of us. It is good to see you, Docent. What may I do for you? I will confess we have been watching your progress for some time. It would please us greatly were you to become a member of our order. Savant Ethan Engar has already been selected to serve as your mentor, in fact. But he is away, currently serving as ambassador in the Fey city of Issa. To begin the rituals necessary to join the Scholia Arcana, you will need to find him there first. You're always welcome.
If you're on any assignment for the Order, I would make sure you're properly outfitted before you start. Come again.
Hello.
I don't know if I'll ever take on another apprentice. apprentice, not after Karth's betrayal. Farewell.
Faye in Gorehart. It isn't right.
You're back. Glad to see you made her out of there alive. We felt the earth shake when you hadn't returned. But no matter. Our town is forever in your debt. Please, take this. It's not much, after all you've done, but we would like you to have it. Dead, I'm afraid. Got the blood plague and wouldn't rest. I feel for his brother and sister. The town gets healthier by the day, now that those little beasts are back in their den. I hope that's the last I see of those brutes in Dyden Hill, or anywhere for that matter. Well, we've weathered this storm. Pray Mitharu we weather the next. More ruins beneath the caverns, you say? I wonder who was there before the Boggarts moved in. Disgusting little fey vermin. We're all glad to be rid of them. The Boggarts will always trouble Dyden Hill. As long as we can keep a supply of Plague Shield, we'll survive this malady. The healer's work is never easy, but thanks to you, she won't have to stand by and watch the sick suffer. Until later, then.
Good evening.
The season is upon us. The time of the flowering is come. Yet I fear there'll be no ceremony, no flowering. Why, it is the finest, most miraculous thing. It is... No, there is no worthy description. But alas, Bodril has not returned. With no one to play his part, I fear it is not to be. I asked the mortal maid for help, but she refused. I have resigned myself to sorrow. Why, Bodril is... Well, he always returns to take part in the flowering. Only now the season has come, but he has not. Why, I cannot say. He does not go anywhere at all. But then, I would not expect a mortal to understand. She was looking for one of her kind. I asked if she would help with the flowering. I was very patient. I explained that the ceremony was far more important than her lost friend, but she would not have it. Then I rejoice. Bodril's first task, your first. The chrysalis are seeds of sorts. When you have gathered them, seek me in Brunwath Hollow. That task was Bodril's. They spread throughout Lorca Rain. There is more to mortals than I had thought.
Tell me, stranger, have you seen a young man lost in these ruins? Maybe with two lovebirds who can't take their eyes off each other. Yes, Turin. We were separated while exploring the ruins. I need to find him. They're my friends? We came into these ruins together, but I wonder if any of us will get out again. Turin? Dead? I see. I can't dwell on that now. Thank you for returning this to me. You have no idea how important it is. I will not settle for the fate of... There is treasure in these ruins. I will find it. We thought we'd find peaceful ruins, flowing with forgotten gold. No, it's... When we lost Turin, Marga and Arain wanted to go off on their own. Fine by me, I knew what they were after. They weren't any help anyway. Please, I can't. I need to think clearly. I have things I need to do in this forest. Afterwards, later. Everything's ruined. Turin's Orain's been turned into an antelope. Orain went into those bushes. I heard a yell and saw a flash of light. Then, my grandmother told me about places like this. How sprites would ensnare young men and turn them... I just know that's what's happened to Orain. But he ran off before I could catch him. Please help me look for him. Absolutely. One story tells of a man who entered the forest, but a sprite cursed him to wander the forest as an antelope until his true love gave him a kiss. Thank you. The antelope, or you have to find him. He ran north before I could catch him. I called and...